There we go. We're live. Good afternoon and welcome to the 802 Scoop, located live from 185 North Main Street in the Inside Scoop studio. Today I have some special guests with me. First, we have Karen Boyce. She is the managing director of the Veterans Place in Northfield. And also joining Karen now is Candi Smith. And soon we will switch gears a little bit and welcome Sheila Magrath, Quero, as well. So today we're going to talk with Karen first, and I hear that you have an upcoming retirement.
I do. I've been at the program for all 15 years that we've been opened. I actually started in May of 2009. Prior to our bringing any veterans into the program, I was hired to be the dinner chef, which also entailed a few hours in the office, is what I was told. Mm-hmm. I never did end up doing cooking because we had a resident move in when we brought our first veterans in September that year. And he liked to cook, so he took over that job. It gave him purpose, and so I just did admin work out of the office.
I didn't know you were hired to be the cook.
Yes,
the chef.
Yes.
Interesting. And one thing led to another, and that put you right into being the director? Or
No. I was the admin manager for 10 years. Mm-hmm. The program has evolved over the years. When we first opened up, we had the managing director, or the program manager is what he was called, and the facilities manager were both homeless veterans. That actually lived there in the program on site for the first couple of years, and then we replaced the facilities manager with a current resident, and then he and I ended up doing the case management because we were doing all the work. The first two program managers didn't end up working out. So we did that together for several years. And then finally, we were told that we needed to get a licensed case manager that had a license to do the case management. So we hired a part-time case manager that joined the team, and we did that. And then when the coworker left, the board decided to hire me as the managing director.
And you might as well, right? You've worn all of these different hats. You certainly must know all of the ins and outs, right?
They tried a couple of Norwich graduates that were also retired Army officers, and both of them ended up taking other jobs that they had applied for prior to coming to Veterans Place. Mm-hmm. So after going through 3 managing directors in 1 year, I said to the board, listen, the program's falling apart, and we're in jeopardy of losing our program and our grant through it with the VA if I can't get this back on track. So I said, I know I'm not the picture of what you envision. I'm not male, I'm not a veteran, but I've been here, I know what the VA wants, and so that's how I ended up with it.
And and sometimes it's best to look outside of the box or step outside of the box anyways. That's where our best solutions are.
Remind me, whose idea was the Veterans Place?
Richard Doc Schroeder. He was a Vietnam veteran who was a medic in Vietnam. He actually lived here in Barrie, and he came to Barrie. He was raised in Canandaigua, New York, and when he came home from Vietnam, like many Vietnam veterans. He got heavy into drinking, and he himself was homeless for 6+ years, lived on the streets, and he came to Barry and got connected with Reverend Ralph Howe and Rennie. I know I won't say the name right. Azoto, who was the assistant minister at the Heading Church here in Barry. And it was his dream to have a facility like ours, a place that veterans could go so they wouldn't end up living on the streets and going through what he did.
So can we let's explain, what is the program? What is it that you all do there?
So we're called a VA-funded grant per diem, which means the VA pays us a per diem per bed night for the veteran. We're a transitional home, so the veteran can come to us and stay with us. It's a 2-year program, but the VA doesn't want us keeping the guys at the house for 2 years. Nationally, they want the veterans to be housed between 6 to 12 months. So our target is 9 to 12 months because the guys, they need time once they get into the program to get settled in, get their appointments at the VA, their providers lined up, and their supports in place, because the success rate is better if the veteran has those supports in place for when they leave, that those supports follow them. So we try to give them and get them lined up with as many supports as we can.
So those are all things that you help facilitate.
Yes.
You help them locate those things.
Yes.
And now I can only imagine the stress in finding a place to be within 9 to 12 months or 6 to 12 months with already the housing crisis that we're in.
It has been challenging. It was more challenging before and through COVID, and a little bit after COVID until things started to open back up. But when we have a housing case manager is part of our team, we're actually currently advertising and looking for a new housing case
Pay
manager.
attention here. We are hiring for a housing manager.
We're looking for a housing case manager, and we're looking for a part-time wellness coach at the house. Those are, the housing piece is a full-time job. It's learning and developing the relationships with landlords to get the veterans housed. So we actually were doing really well. Then our former housing case manager left the end of July, and so that's why we're currently looking. But she was housing veterans faster than we could bring them in, and so that's because of the relationship that we have established with landlords.
So if you are a landlord too, that has
that is interested in housing and working with veterans, we try to match veterans with landlords that are open and understanding about veterans issues.
Is there a wait list for you?
We currently have empty beds, and we've had empty beds for the last several months, which has hurt us because we don't get paid from the VA when we have empty beds, which means it's been tight trying to make ends meet with that, because when we don't get paid by the VA, and we rely on our donations to help make ends meet. Even when we have a full house, and we have 18 beds, even when we have a full house, the grant per diem that we get paid per month by the VA doesn't cover all of our operating costs. It covers about 2/3. The rest of it is all relied on for our donations.
Which and I know because I've done it a few times, but you do try to, you have the meal train and you have other things. So if people can help even in that way, not necessarily everybody doesn't have to help
Monetary
monetarily.
wise,
Yeah,
right.
monetary.
There's
There
many
are
different
other
ways.
ways.
Yeah. If you go to our website, which is vermontveteransplace.org, we have a wish list on Amazon. So people can go on, and there's items on that wish list that are $3 all the way up to $40 or $50. But they're things that we use on an ongoing basis at the house, because the other thing we do for our veterans is we have a donation room where people donate brand new items for veterans for when they get ready to move out. So they can go down there, and we call it fill their shopping cart, because they can go in and get new sets of glasses and silverware and dishes and shower curtains, all the things that they can use for their kitchen, their bathroom.
It's the bare essentials,
bedding.
right?
Yes.
They're moving into
Right.
empty apartments, so
Yes.
they need everything from waste baskets to lamps and sheets and all those types of things.
Yeah.
So
And we have organizations that do that. The Barry Elks Lodge has done that they get a grant specifically for veterans. And those ladies, when they first started it, they went out on Black Friday and they shopped. They made that money stretch as far as they could. And they would arrive with truckloads of items, microwaves and dishes and pots and pans and, oven mitts and all that. And now the Bristol American Legion has kind of taken over doing a lot of that now. And they've already started doing their fundraising and starting putting that wish list out there for people. And they come the week after Christmas, and last year I think they came with over $6,000 worth of between
Wow.
monetary
Wow, incredible.
donations and items for the house,
right.
along with gifts for the for the veterans, and a whole prime rib dinner for the guys for New Year's Eve.
Wow.
So,
That's
and that's the
great.
third year in a row that they have done that.
Yeah, that is awesome.
that's an important point, is that it's in Northfield and centrally located, but these veterans are not just from Vermont.
Right.
These veterans come from all over the country. We take them in. So we're trying to get more awareness out here like this of we have empty beds for our veterans. So,
Right.
and you're on a mission to get those filled.
Get them
Like you
filled
said,
up.
if we don't have them filled, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
But our operational expenses don't really go down.
They do
The
not.
food may go
Yes.
down, but
Yeah.
we're still paying for, all the utilities and things like that. So
Yeah,
everything helps.
Yeah, and the staff.
it does.
Community partners, definitely.
I always say it
absolutely the
takes
most
a village.
important. Yeah, for sure. So, in your tenure, I'm sure you've seen many, many things change. As you said, people.
Yeah.
Has the program kind of developed or blossomed from where it was when you first came in, and where would you like to see it go?
It definitely has. We have to, in order, because the veterans that came into our program when we first opened up are different than the veterans that we're getting now. I would say we're getting the harder cases. We're getting a lot of older veterans. We're getting a lot of mental health and substance addiction issues with veterans. And so we've had to adjust and changed our services. That's one of the things when I became managing director, was to get the staff that would best support the veterans. Our program has myself as managing director, Rebecca DeZan, who is the admin manager. I've been training her on that piece of my job that I've done for the last 15 years. My case manager, Bonnie Pollard Allen, has been there a year in June. And then the housing case manager, and then we had a facilities manager, and he was a combat veteran himself, and he stepped back earlier this year. And when he did, Pete Clark, who is our dinner chef, was on staff for 40 hours a week, but his dinner portion of his time was just 20 hours, so he was helping with the facilities the other 20 hours. So we also have Skylar Koch, who's a combat veteran motorcycle association veteran, but he is our veteran peer support on staff. He came to us in December, so adding that veteran peer support has been huge. He's got all the lived experience that anything that these guys have been through, he's pretty much done it all too. And he's come out on the other side, so he can, he's a good mentor and an example for the guys, because they can see, hey, you know, there is hope. I can have a life. I can have a family. I can be out and be somebody that is out in the community and giving back. And then the wellness coach is also part-time. And we had a wellness coach from December to September. And Casey, and I can't pronounce her last name, but she ended up resigning the first part of September because she took a full-time job with the state, hoping that she'd be able to also do the hours for the Veterans Place, because she really liked it there. But the job at the state was going to consume too much time. So, and what she was doing was she would do yoga, she would do meditation, she would do journaling, she would do just getting out and walking with the guys if they wanted to, anything that would get them moving or do something that takes their mind off from what's going on. It just give them another avenue to feel good about themselves.
Now, when you talk about that, you do have veterans that suffer from mental health and substance use disorder. Are they required to stay sober in order to stay in the home?
We are a substance-free facility, so yes, yeah. So when the veteran moves in, we do a urine test, which it's a drug and alcohol test. So everybody gets tested when they come in. They sign documentation that says that they agree to random testing, but they know that in the interview process that's explained to them. And then after the veteran has been there for 60 days and they want to do like an overnight pass to go visit family or friends or something, when they come back, everybody also gets tested just to be sure that while they were out of the program, they can stay out up to 3 nights out. So just to determine that they behaved themselves while they were out.
Right. Which
And you help them with that, right? I mean, we help them go through that process. It's not just walk in the door and you're clean and you're sober.
Right.
The expectation is that, sometimes things...
It's getting them, again, getting them hooked up with a substance counselor down at the VA if they don't have one already. Veterans that can't get their care down at the VA, then it's getting them set up with another counselor through the program up by Berlin, the substance program.
Oh, there's treatment associates.
Yes.
There's there's
or going
the
to
BART
AA
program or any of those.
whatever works. And we have transportation at the Veterans Place too that will get the guys to those appointments if they want to, because AA doesn't work for everybody. So we try to get them to figure out what does. We've had guys that come here to Barry. They'll go to the Turning Point. They'll go to Mr. Bob's. They'll do the SMART goals, whatever works for them. Sometimes it's just going to church. So it's whatever works for the veteran to help keep them clean and sober.
How about volunteers? Do you rely on those at all
We
for
do.
transportation or other things?
Yeah, we have. Right now, we have residents in the program that have driver's license. They don't have vehicles, or some of them do have their own vehicles, but they will drive our vans if they have a good clean driver's license. And they have remained clean and sober, then they drive our vans and get the guys to their appointments, to go shopping, to go to events. I think some of the guys went to a football game at Union 32 this last weekend.
Yeah.
So
One of the challenges we had looking for volunteers for drivers, you had mentioned to me, I'm like, why aren't we relying on this? The challenge was people would sign up and say, yes, we'll bring them to their appointments.
And then they wouldn't be there.
And right. So when we, yes, we love the volunteers, we love all of them, but it's really a commitment. So it can be difficult.
Yeah. And the guys, we never know, the guys, we have a big calendar right outside the case management office, and the guys write their appointments down if they remember to. And so we, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings at 8:30, everybody's required to be down in the dining room for a morning meeting. It can last anywhere from 15 minutes to a half an hour max. But we go through, and I'll just say, so the calendar says, so-and-so has an appointment at White River at 9 o'clock. This one has one at 10:30. This one has one at 2. And then at that point, I get somebody to volunteer to be the driver and get everybody down. But we also go to Lakeside Clinic in Burlington because we have veterans that have come from Chittenden County. They want to go back there when they transition out. So we want to make sure that they keep their providers at Lakeside Clinic. So some days we go in both directions.
Yes. So as you prepare to leave, I'm not sure when is your last day?
December 31st.
December 31st.
You're doing this year?
Yeah. So
Because she threatened us last year.
yeah, but I'm sure that you have a lot in your mind as far as
I do 15 years worth.
Yeah. So what is the one thing that you would say to the person coming in?
The person coming in, I'm hoping has the same passion and drive to want to help veterans. And I know just because I've been there for 15 years, I anticipate that the next person is going to change the program, in their way, right? And put their mark on it, because it does change, and it only gets better. Yeah. So.
Well, and everybody leaves the mark, and that's how it continues on, I guess, is that any favorite moments or something that you're really, really proud of that has happened?
Besides all that, right?
I just, I don't know.
There's so many success stories.
There are.
Do you have that favorite resident that came through, that favorite guy?
No, there's too many.
See, isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it is
There
awesome.
is. If I had to say, if I have a favorite, it would have to be the current veteran that actually just, so I'm going to say his name on camera, Paul Mader. He's special to us. He came to us and was doing really well, and he has the history with PTSD and substance issues and all, and he was doing phenomenal, and he he went, Becca and I went with him, and he looked at an apartment 2 summers ago in June, and he liked it. He signed the lease. He gave the landlord the deposit, and then that night he was visiting a friend, and he got up in the middle of the night, and he was looking for a light switch, and he ended up falling down a flight of stairs. And he got himself to the Randolph Hospital, and they did some scans on him and discovered, they gave him the set of scans and said, you need to get to the VA, you have cancer. And he went, and he got a diagnosis that would have scared anybody. But he is in remission now. He was our resident on the board of directors, because our bylaws and our grant says we will have a current resident on our board of directors to help with determining the progress and the forwardness of the program. So they have a say. And he moved out on his own. He's only one
It's close.
building over from us, and he's at the house every day volunteering.
Is he watching now? You think he's watching now?
There's a good chance.
Like, hi, Pa.
There's a good chance. There's a good chance, yeah. And, we supported him through his treatment and everything. He's in remission, and he's doing well, and so we continue to support him. And he said he wouldn't have left Veterans Place if he had a choice. He
Right.
would have lived there forever because he loves the house.
He's a very positive person.
He is.
He's very
He is.
kind. He
And
has a good
huge
outlook.
heart.
Yes.
Huge heart. So
Well, and you need those connections. You need those, like you said, he's been there, he's done that. So you need those connections. And
Well, the other beautiful thing about the Veterans Place, and this happens with a few of the guys, is once they leave the program successfully, they come back
yeah.
and hang out.
Yeah.
Some daily.
So yeah, we have guys that when they move in there and they tell us that they want to go. I want to go to White River, or I want to go to Rutland, or I want to go to Burlington, and then they get there and they find Northfield is a really peaceful, quiet, and very caring and supportive community, and they fall in love with it, and they say, yeah, we want to stay here. So we have veterans living out in the community. We must have close to a dozen veterans that are still in Northfield that have been there for several years.
I mean, that's great.
And
That's
they come
awesome.
back and they visit. They come back. We encourage them to come back, have dinner, do their laundry, stop in and let us know how they're doing, if they need a ride to the VA. So we continue to support. If they come in with issues that they need help with, if it's not something that we can help with, in a timely manner, it's going to take work, then we will connect them with somebody that can help them, because we're getting paid to
Right.
support the veterans in the program, but we also want to continue to support them.
Right. There's some sort of aftercare where at
Yes.
least there's a connection.
Yeah.
You're not
Right.
just saying, we're never going to speak with you again when you leave here.
Right.
There's still always a connection.
Yeah. We have a veteran that lives right across the street from us, that if he did not have Veterans Place to come to pretty much on a daily basis himself, just to stop, he comes and he has coffee with the guys in the morning, he wouldn't be living independently. He'd be in a group home someplace.
Yeah.
Was it always that way, or is that something that you changed about the program? Like getting them where they needed to be, getting them to appointments, and then having them hang
It's
out
grown.
after? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I would say over the last 10 years that it's grown, that they've wanted to stay in the area.
So in big part, you
Yeah.
having done that,
I,
right?
yeah, I'm sure it's got to be from the support and the encouragement that they've gotten from you and your direction all of this time.
Feeling safe.
So Yeah.
right? Feeling like they can talk to somebody, not be judged.
Well, a lot of the guys don't have any family. They have no supports outside of the veterans place. So they have made us their family while they lived with us.
What's pretty incredible is that when they do, you interview them first to make sure they can, meet the requirements of the program. They
Well,
sign.
it's kind of, we make sure that we're a good fit for them and they're a good fit for us. And so pretty much if the veteran's not on a lifetime sex offender list someplace or is a violent felon, they're
They're eligible.
they're
right?
eligible.
Yeah.
There's a process, though.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But they're
just
made
like there
aware
is
of
with
it
anything
upfront.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
it's
process.
a choice they make, it's a choice you make, or we make,
Yeah.
staff.
And not everybody is a success, but what we hope is that while they were with us, we gave them something that they took away that might stick, that when they are ready down the line, that they, whatever they took away will help make that happen.
Yeah.
And I've actually had veterans that left that, said, this program's not for me, you guys, too many rules, this, that, and the other thing. And a year or two later, they'll come back and go, you guys, you saved my life.
me.
You changed my life. And now I have, I have a relationship, I have a home, I have a job. And so they got something out of it.
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy sometimes what just a little bit of peace can actually bring to you long term. Just that little bit of
yeah.
relief and peace.
And some of
For
it
sure.
is, it's, our philosophy is, and we tell the guys when they come to us, you leave that label, whether it's, you're an addict or you got mental health issues or, you've been in jail, whatever, you leave it at the door. When you come through the door, this is a fresh start. We believe in you and we will support you while you're here. And do whatever it is that you need to help you get back on your feet and back out into your next home. Because while they're with us, that is their home.
And what I've heard you say multiple times is they do the work,
yeah,
right? You're not doing everything
Right.
for them, but you're giving them
Right.
the
Support.
resources and
Yeah.
support
Yeah.
and kindness, safe place, but you repeatedly say, but you have to want to do the work.
yeah. And the case manager, Bonnie, is phenomenal at, she lets them know she's there and she will fight as hard as she can for whatever they need, but she holds them accountable too. So they don't get away with anything.
Well, and that's a good thing.
It
That's
is.
a great
It
thing.
is. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Wonderful. Well, it was awesome to meet you. I wish I had met you sooner than today, actually, because we could talk about the Veterans Place and all it does and the needs and stuff probably
We'll do
all
it
day.
again.
Really,
Yeah.
we probably could because there's so much. But I encourage people to check out your webpage, check out your Facebook page. Check out the meal train. There's so many ways to volunteer and to help, and just know that you can't all do this on your own for sure.
It's a
That
small
you
group.
you do need community partners, and you do need donations, and that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going
Right.
to talk about the upcoming Calcutta fundraiser, and hopefully that is a really big event and a big deal, and we
I do
can.
have one more question though. What's next for you after
Yeah.
all this?
So
I mean, I have an idea.
Stay right,
Well,
right.
that and we could use some help in certain areas.
I intend to. This has been my heart, my soul, my passion for 15 years. I started this because of my two boys. Both of my boys served. I've been through 6 deployments between those two boys, hence all the gray hair. And I was so thankful and blessed that they both came home from those deployments relatively safe and sound. My oldest had some issues from a traumatic brain injury from Afghanistan, and he was a challenge because he lived with my husband and I for a year and a half after he got home, and the job that I had, I got let go, and I was like, and my youngest son said to me one day, he says, "Oh, Mom, what do you want to do when you grow up?" I said,
You're like,
I really want to work hands-on with veterans, and I knew they were doing something at Veterans Place, which was our the assisted living facility there on Vine Street, but I didn't know what. So I just stopped in there in January that year when they were doing the renovations and talked to the contractor, and he gave me the board of the directors name and phone number. So I called George Hutchins, who lives right here in town, and we talked on the phone for 2 hours. And so anyways, that's how it all came about. And so I can't just walk away. I will stay connected. I have promised the staff that I will be there if in this transitional period, if something comes up, because I know there's going to be something that I have forgotten to tell them or and all, that I will do that. I still want to go out. I want to talk and promote the Veterans Place and the awareness, because I've been the face of Veterans Place all this time because nobody else wanted to get out there to do the talking. I didn't like it at first either, but
and here you are.
No,
Right.
Yeah, but it's easy. I can talk about Veterans Place until the cows come home, just because it's easy. It is important, and it's
Well, it's a part of you.
Yes, it is. So I will continue doing those kinds of things. I'll help with fundraising and all, because that's part of what they need. So I'm going to take over doing all the thank you notes too. So.
Right. Phew, right?
No,
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Yeah.
get the cramp in the hand. But it's okay, we'll take it. It's all
That's
those
right.
donations coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
You are a big
It's
part
been
of the Veterans Place.
My pleasure. So.
Well, thank you very much for coming, and we never know. Maybe we'll see you again. I'm sure that.
Any-
Right?
Anytime.
Especially
Anytime.
the fundraising piece,
Yeah.
grant writing.
Anytime.
Yeah. Want to say bye to the guys?
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
She'll
And
see
Paul,
you
if you're
soon.
out there, I hope I didn't overshare.
So we're just going to switch out. Now we're going to have Sheila come up and join us, and we're going to talk about the upcoming Calcutta
You got it.
and all of those amazing events. I know those microphones can be a little pesky. No, you're good.
Good.
They like to cling to you. So here we go. We'll switch over to Sheila now and change gears, still staying with the Veterans Place and all they need, and welcome another passionate, let's say. I mean, that's what you all are. Let's face it. You all are super passionate
We're a bit
We all.
passionate.
when it comes
Yeah.
to the Veterans Place and everything that's there.
Yeah, veterans in general. That's
Yeah.
been the connection.
Yeah.
And then when Candi and I reconnected, it was at the VFW in East Barry, coming and looking for support for the Veterans Place because she was on the board and we're old broomball teammates.
Right.
And
It had been years.
Yeah, it'd been years, but we're the type that just pick up, and she's telling me what she's doing there, and she was there to meet with our commander Ron and mentioned the Veterans Place, and I said, oh, I've been there. I met Karen.
Right. That's Karen says, a girl named Sheila came in.
But through the Barry Elks was putting together at the time, and they still do, but just happened to be that time of year where they put together goodie baskets around the holidays, and we're using my vehicle to bring it over and to put them together. So I got my first really intro and tour of the place by going right there and instantly addicted.
Changed your life, didn't
It
it?
did. It when they say humbling, I mean you can't even describe it, but it was definitely touching. And getting to know the residents, and they're also excited when you're bringing them goodies too.
Right. Yeah,
They
that's
love
always a
visitors,
bonus.
everybody. They love visitors.
Yeah.
The meal train, definitely. So that's how it started with Candi and I about the Veterans Place. And I said, anything you need, let me know. And she said, well, we're going to do some fundraising.
There are a few things.
And you're good at that, and you're passionate. And I said, sure, let me know. And so that's how, this is the second annual Veterans Place Calcutta raffle that was started because of the connections that were made in looking for fundraising. And we have it coming October 19th at Gusto's, and we only sell 100 tickets. They're $125. That includes 2 steak dinners at Gusto's that night. And then the rest is donated towards the Veterans
And you
Place.
get one ball, right?
Yeah, so it's
$1 per
$100.
ticket?
It's a Calcutta. Some people aren't sure what that means, but it's just basically 100 tickets are sold, and with each ticket that you buy, it's a ping pong ball with your number on it. They're all put up on a board so everybody can see there's numbers. They go into a bag, basket, sometimes a pillowcase. It's just
Whatever
it
we
just-
have on hand. I think it was my hat last year for a little while.
and then
compromise.
you go around the room in front of everybody, and it's fun. And there's even little side betting. Oh, you're going to go out before I am. No, I'm not. But we're all there. Everybody's there for benefiting whatever, and this happens to be the veterans. And the outpouring is amazing. It's not just the Calcutta raffle. And so, yeah, we only sell 100 tickets, 125 a piece. Top prize is $3,000, second is $500, and then $250. There's many ways to get in to buy the ticket, but there will be silent auctions. We do have a few tickets left, but not many. So we are trying to get rid of these.
Today
Yeah.
would be fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we
Yeah.
11 maybe.
We're down
11
to, we're fluttering from people saying, yeah, I want one, I don't.
Right,
and,
right.
Or I
So
wanted
those
two, I
of
got
you who have
3.
said that,
Yeah.
make sure you pay us, or you
Right,
may
right.
lose your ticket.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
First come,
Yeah.
first serve.
Right.
Yeah, so, and we do, like I said, people that, or now we can, they'll Venmo you or meet up or whatnot, but they're all paid ahead of time and sold ahead of time, and we love
Right.
that, just get it done. So there won't be any available the day of, but there are options to either volunteer, there's donations, there's silent auction items.
We really need silent auction items.
Yeah.
And we need, we have some business sponsors already that have been fantastic. Delaire's, Jason was a huge one, and Preston, Kia.
Preston Kia.
Yeah, Bulldog,
They're great.
Vermont
people down there. They
Audiology.
do so much.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah. So we've gotten those. We're looking for more. And then the silent auction items is a big thing too. We need those. And then also, in addition to the 3,000, the 500, and 250, every so many balls, I don't think we've worked out those details, but every so many balls we also pull out, there's a number, and there's a gift. So we have drinks, it may be a gift certificate for somewhere, it could be, whatever items that we have, but it's fun throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
And last year was pretty patriotic. I would say it was a lot of fun. The red, white, and blue hanging everywhere. People showing up, wear your red, white, and blue at the event if you have it. And it's just really, it's a fun time. It's happy. It's so supportive. The Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning. We, honor the veterans, asking them how many veterans in the room, which is really cool to see that. And then just the outpouring of support, like the thank yous that go on, and it's pretty cool.
And the connections that are made amongst folks, because some people buy the tickets and go, some local businesses will buy them just to support their veterans.
Right.
Right.
Norway and Sons, I gotta give a shout out to them. They're always a given, if I go there, oh, it's for the veterans, of course. Gusto's, just
Yeah.
not only hosting, but they're amazing too.
They sure are.
The Goslin family, everyone knows them for many years, and as being supportive.
Yeah.
And they open up the Gusto's to everybody. They don't charge you for the room. They help you in any way they can. And then Josh and Jackie have carried that on, that torch, and they're amazing too.
They are.
And then you get talking to someone, it's not just because we support our veterans. A lot of times there's my grandfather, my aunt, my uncle. I have 3 aunts that serve, so for me, it meant something to me. So yeah, everybody I think has a story or a connection. But the main thing is that we're doing it, and we're doing it together, and there's a huge need.
Right.
You heard from Karen, and Candi's on the board, and there's just not enough,
And
in my
really,
opinion, enough done.
100% we do all have a connection because
We do.
Yeah.
We're here.
This freedom
Right.
of speech that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
We're doing
Everything
this
we
because of
do
them.
is because of them. And so you have a connection no matter what. And
Yeah. And
I think the more
super
people that
important.
were aware of the Veterans Place, and even if they stopped in and saw what it's all about, because some people have been surprised when we start talking about, it's the old hospital in Northfield.
Right.
It's a very old building. They don't get their own apartment there. It's a room, and then the rest of it is, we
Common
gather in the
spaces.
gather in the living room. They all eat together in the kitchen, and so watch TV together. So it's not like we just set them up in their apartment and give them their needs. It's really they come together for everything, socializing, meals, all of it. So it's pretty cool to get to know what it's all about. It's like, yes, we're helping our veterans, but these are veterans that have done so much for us, and we have to give back. These are the people we should be giving back to. So we're pretty passionate about that. Karen's clearly very passionate about that too. But we are like the wildcats of, okay, let's go, step up. They did it for us.
Right.
You
And
know?
then I always say, I've said on your podcast before, homeless vets, they're two words that shouldn't be together.
I agree.
I mean, when I heard that, or I heard, well, what's a veterans place? Let me, because going there to make deliveries. And then I thought, no way. These are who we should be helping.
Yeah.
This is who we should be supporting, and tell me why we're not.
Right.
I'm just, and to find out that, they're just looking for support. Part of their
Helping
mission,
hand.
Yeah, the helping hand, not a hand out, a hand up, and being substance free, and they're contributing in one way or another,
Right.
and they're paying, and they're proud.
And they did contribute.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, they
just
do
need us.
contribute.
Yeah.
They have things
Need
like
us.
when we were talking with Karen about when they come in, they go through the process and they go through an interview, and then they make a commitment. Like, okay, I'm committed to this, and they know the rules, right? Some break them occasionally, but those are conversations that you have. But it's really about them putting in the work, and they want to get back into the community. They want their lives back. They want to be able to, have that girlfriend or spouse or children or the job where they can feel really good, and that's what we're all about, is making them feel really whole again, making them feel like, okay, I got this, and I've always got the support that I need. I can always go back. I have friends there. I have people that care about me with zero judgment,
Right.
right? Like, leave it at the door.
Yeah, and there has been, like, I assisted Karen with the 15-year history project, and in doing that, I mean, there are lots of people that have helped over the years in all these different, there's car washes from the little kids, or
Yeah.
I could go on and on, Karen, to
Yes.
most of these pictures, by the way. Always there or taking them.
The ones you were just making scrapbooks for.
Yes, and I
Yes.
made the
So,
scrapbooks, and then you donated part of scrap. Everybody chipped right in, but doing that was like, wow, there's a lot more to go, because just living today, just breathing is expensive. And then trying to support these folks with all of their needs, and not just while they're there. Like they said, there's needs when they go into a place. They're starting with nothing. And there's many people, like, I have stuff that I get rid of. Now I keep in a pile for the Veterans Place to see if they need.
Statistically, there's actually, I read an article recently that I got through the VA. There's less than 47% nationally of people who have ever donated to a homeless program.
Isn't that something?
Or volunteered at a soup kitchen or done anything
Yeah.
around homelessness.
So that's amazing to me, because when you think about it, like, I wonder if any of those veterans could be like, well, I only want to support, I'm only going to go to war for you.
Right.
But the other
Right.
half, not so
Right.
much. I'm really not interested in you.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice who they support,
No.
right?
Nor
Just
would
going.
they.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. They're
They,
just going.
they sign up, they
There's
go,
no
they
choice
put
where
their
they're
life on the
going.
line.
Yeah, where they're going, what they're going to fight.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And to know that, like, less than 50% of the population actually gives back to homeless is astonishing, really. Sort of.
Yeah.
I guess the way society is, we're kind of selfish in many ways.
Well, and sometimes
but
it's the awareness, because I have to
Awareness.
admit, I lived in Northfield. I've lived in Vermont my whole life. I've helped out veterans programs, and until I went there, I wasn't aware. I thought it was a place, like you said, there's apartments and subsidized, and basically, I didn't realize the need, put it that way, until I went there. And then I saw, yeah, they're getting help. They've got people who care about them.
Right.
But they need more. They deserve more. That was a thing where I couldn't just walk away and realize that there's something I could do. Even these podcasts, selling tickets, the least I can do.
Well,
And-
same last year when I met you all, because you were doing the Calcutta
First
last
one.
year. That's when I met you all.
Yeah.
We got you hooked.
Yeah, you did. You really did. And I mean, I've always been really passionate about it, but I had no idea that there were that many homeless vets, and especially here in Vermont and right next door. I mean,
Yeah.
very few miles away. Here we have this beautiful place that is trying really hard to help these men out, and they just need a little help from us. And it just seems like so minor compared to all of the things that we do on a daily. Provide
true.
hotel rooms, for instance, to all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And we're just saying, hey, you know, even just contribute towards the meals once a month
Yeah.
or something.
It's more for me, the why not is what I can't wrap my head around. And that's how we started getting connected too, was, is there really a question of if we're going to put this flag down Main Street?
I know.
It's how.
Agreed.
It's not even, I couldn't even believe it became an agenda item. That I just went to that meeting too going, I can't believe this. This is such a disgrace to these folks.
What are you talking about?
The big flag in Barrie when they weren't going to fly it, and you have to fight for that. And I'm thinking, do you know what that flag meant to folks? It's not just the colors; it's what they saw when they got back. And being from a military family, I did know a lot more about. It's not just a flag; it's not just America, kind of thing. But that kind of stuff that we're up against right now, it just I can't wrap my head around it.
And there are some families that only have a flag.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
came back, is only
Right.
the flag.
I was gonna say I have a flag of a family member, and
Yeah.
it's not just a flag; it's
lot.
representation of what that
Right.
meant, and I'm honored to have that. And to have to fight that fight, I will. You know, it shouldn't come that hard. It should be, what do you need? You know, in Montpelier, as we all say,
Yeah.
or wherever it starts. But you know, I mean, we do have a lot of local folks that are giving as much as they can,
Right.
and it goes back to who are we supposed to really be taking care of these folks? It should be the least of their worries when they get back. With what their struggles are, should not be housing, should not be being fed.
If we send them, we must mend them.
Yeah, I like that. I couldn't
Tell 'em,
remember.
because
Yeah,
they probably can't hear her. So
if we
If we
send them, we mend them.
We must mend them.
We must mend them. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should.
So that's our push. One thing is the Calcutta. There's so many other ways. You mentioned the meal train. Go on the website. Karen mentioned the needs when they do transition into housing.
One of the other things is, you know, we're talking about sponsorship and donations and, you know, monetary, sending whatever you can, whenever you can. But also, it doesn't just have to be someone from the board doing fundraising. We have the car wash that goes on from a young girl in Chelsea
Yes,
that does
exactly.
that. But so it doesn't have to be organized by us. It can be anybody that organizes something, and it's to, you know, profit the Veterans Place. If there's anybody out there that does grant writing, that, you know, they want to find grants for us and do that sort of thing, that would be incredible. You know, we're always looking for ways to help our bottom line, because our expenses are high, and the amount we get, like, as Karen said, per diem is, if our beds aren't all full, we don't get the money, and our expenses don't go down. So we're always looking for that support. So anyway,
Do you all have a place that will take returnables or anything for you? Do you have anything like that set up, or
The bottle drives.
the bottles.
bottles?
Yeah, we do the bottle drive, but we don't have any place on a regular basis.
No place.
Like the redemption
Yeah.
place to say, hey, if you want to donate your bottles. Yeah, we did that for
Yeah,
hockey
put them
once.
in.
We should do that for the veterans. And that, again, it's anywhere. It's not just local here. So if anybody's listening,
Thunder Road to get on board next year and leave them all for you
Yeah, I
guys.
saw a few cans being thrown around. Something.
Yeah,
right at
something.
Thunder Road, we need to
But
do
that would be
something
nice.
like
We could do
that.
a red, white, and blue, maybe, or something.
We talked about
but
that.
different, different
Yeah.
places. But it is, you know, we need more of that. We need, you know, Northfield's been tapped out so much. We've talked
Right.
about that. Central Vermont, and just throwing out a few businesses that have helped just this Calcutta.
Yeah.
But there's other businesses and people that donate and they bring things. And like I said, seeing this history, I went, wow, it made me so happy. But it's, you know, I'm sure it's more the sustainable funding. You know, it's
Right.
nice to get the
It
car wash
is.
and to do these
Right.
things, and I'm not speaking for them, but I know from working with other veterans programs, that's nice. It would be nice to be a line item on the budget and the,
Right.
you know, in
Right.
the Senate and the House, and have the governor
Right.
stamp it.
Or even, yeah, each,
You know?
each
Right.
city and town.
This should be the extra stuff that we're doing for the,
Exactly.
you know, fundraising and things like that. But yeah, we're having a difficult time. So if anybody knows ways to do that, then help us out, right? We also have, I think there's one opening on our board, or there will be an opening on our board. I'm trying to remember what it is. But we're really looking for people that, you know, as we rewrite our strategic plan, is people that have investment background, you know, the financial side, so like thinking financial committee, people that can really help us know where do we put our money and how can we make this more sustainable, how can we grow our bottom line. So if anybody out there is interested in that, contact us.
Yeah,
Yes,
reach out.
please reach out.
Now, how is it best to contact you,
To contact me,
or any of you?
so Veterans Place, obviously go through our website and the information's there. For me, it's probably my text or email. So my phone, or through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, my email, csmitty, CSMITTY 141 @gmail.com. And if you just want to call me, 802-505-0555. A lot of fives. 802-505-0555.
There you go.
So,
Phones are-
oh my gosh, hold that call.
No, that's what we want.
It
Seriously,
is
though.
truly.
And through the, we have the Facebook event, and it's
Right.
public, so folks can get information there. They can message. We can't say enough to silent auction items because that brings
Please.
in so much. We're willing to come and get
Right,
them.
we need more.
We
We
need
do
more.
need more,
Yeah.
right?
Because that really brings in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Are you doing the boards? The
The darts.
yeah.
Cornhole boards?
Yep.
Oh, yes, the set of cornhole boards that John McArdle did, patriotic
Yes.
scenery, you know, the
He does
flag
an
of the
amazing
Eagles.
job.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's got the bags and a scoreboard that comes with it.
Oh,
So,
John, thank you for the
yeah, I
scoreboard.
got the scoreboard, John.
Score the scoreboard.
I also, you had mentioned different businesses, but Bob Nelson, he also just, it was on Facebook and he saw it out there and he messaged me and said, I'll just take a couple of tickets. He's always supportive. He, you know, when we were going to the Champlain Valley Fair, the expo, we had a booth up there for the first time this year. And Karen just gave him a call and he donated a Blackstone grill so that we could have that as part of our auction, raffle items. Yeah, he is.
awesome.
He's always supportive. Every time that I've reached out,
Yeah,
it's let me see what I can find on the shelf. Let me grab something. So I wanted to make sure we thanked him.
Yeah.
But there's so many, right?
Thank you to all of our
Exactly.
veterans too. I mean, mainly.
Oh God, yes, that's what it's all about. Our veterans.
Yep.
So
These connections.
And
Yeah.
when it's all done, we'll do a recap so
Yep.
we can, you girls can come back. We can talk about,
celebrate.
celebrate, right, the
Right.
success of this event and talk about, and then thank everybody because by then we'll know everybody that has donated and,
Yeah.
and what has gone on, and we'll come back and
Yep.
you girls can let us all know.
And thank you, Raylene, for getting the word out.
Absolutely.
And all, I know that just from watching your 802 Scoop, that there's
Oh, yeah.
so many people out
Absolutely.
there and they share it and they believe in you
Right.
and what you're doing and your mission. And that's how we all got together, got connected.
I'm
Yes, you know.
absolutely 100% honored.
Well, you did a
to,
bottle drive with us too.
yeah,
Yes, you met
Speaking of
Magnum.
bottle drive.
That's right. You stopped down. There was a coin drop going
Yeah.
on.
yeah.
You were in like
Yeah.
6 different places at once that day.
That day. That was the day they had the bottle drive for you, the coin drop. They had the blow up to glow up in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
park.
There's all kinds of
and a benefit for Truman Wilder. Is it Truman?
Oh, Thurman.
Thurman. At Vermont Quick Lube. That was going on that day.
Wow.
So I was trying to.
You did a
at
great
all
job.
the different places that day. It was a crazy busy day, but
Yeah.
it was worth it. Always is.
Yeah.
And so
So
Well,
again,
we think
we'll-
802 Scoop rocks, so
Yeah.
make sure
Oh,
you're
thank you
sharing
so
that
much.
too,
Thank
because
you.
you continue to like promote these things, and that's huge. Because
Yeah. And you don't just give it a favored opinion. That's what I like too. I like that you give both sides or your honest and raw opinion, and you take in, you know, I noticed that it's not like the fan favorite all the time. It's the other side that we all need to know. And that's how I first started kind of getting hooked on your
Don't
podcast.
say the most favorite things for sure.
But that's okay.
No, but you say
know,
the
it's a
real
truth,
things.
and, real.
Yeah, it's pretty real in here. So,
Like it is.
so the
October
real thing
19th,
today.
October 19th, Gusto's. Either get tickets if we've got any left. If not, we'd love to see you either way. And
Right,
we
because
thank
there's
them.
lots of things to do that day.
Exactly.
You don't have to
You
come
can just
to
be
the
part
dinner
of it,
stuff.
and then next year, you know, maybe you want to buy a ticket or you want to go to the Veterans Place and, you know, and see what they're all about, and even support Gusto's. I believe in supporting those who support us in our, you know, in our missions and different
Absolutely.
things. So whenever I see flag, you know, American flag, I go right in there. You know, it's like, oh, I want to support these folks. You know, and or you walk in with your flag
Right.
shirts, and then they recognize
Make a
and-
connection. Yeah.
yeah.
One of the things I've said when I make these phone calls asking for something is, I know you've been through a lot. We've been through the floods. Everybody's rebuilding, but I'm not going to not ask the double negative there. I need to ask the question for our veterans.
Yeah.
Right. I need to ask this because even though you're going through hard times, so did they. Right?
Yeah.
They're going through some really horrendous, crappy times that we can't even imagine.
Well, I think it
Right.
makes people relate a little more, you know, after you've been
Right.
through any hard time.
Right.
You know-
When I went to the wig goddess, Clara, and she was just like, "F yeah, I'm a veteran myself. You know, get on down here, and I'm gonna give you a couple things for the silent auction." I'm like,
amazing.
"Whew, she is a big presence in the room, I tell you."
Yes, she is.
But
Hey,
talk
Claire,
about
we love you.
Isn't she?
talk about supporting veterans
amazing.
and being
Yeah.
one herself. I was like, she is an amazing, colorful person who
She is.
truly, the veteran herself, and then her appreciation
Well,
for
there's
them.
another tell it like it is person
Right.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, she just does. There's
We
no buts
bonded
about
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
She really
it's about to
does.
get real.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So the Veterans Place, support us. It's for a great, amazing cause. I can't think of a better cause than to support our veterans who, it's the reason we are here and have the freedom that we have. So thank you, all of our veterans. You guys
I
rock.
will be there, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Well, I
Thank
better
you,
be
Karen.
there, right? I'm going to bring you some sound stuff
And the music.
whatever. Music and microphones and all of that stuff. So, yeah, we'll be there, and I'll go live a few times, see if we can get some
I'm
more
going to say
people
we'll
to
get
come
some
down
802
and-
scoop. Well, that's
Yeah,
what
come
happened
down and
last year,
join
that
us.
we had folks come in, like from Preston to Kia.
Right, Brian
That
came in and
Brian
Kristen.
came in, he happened to be there for another Christmas party prior, and then next thing you know, we have 2 TVs that he's donating, and people, you know, it's just, that's the kind of
$1,000
stuff that
check.
happens. Yeah, I mean, just, that's what you're looking for. And it's, yes, there's people that have donated and volunteered for years, but let's get some new sources out there in addition to.
Right.
Yes.
So-
and
Right. We
always
truly
remember-
appreciate every dollar.
Yeah, I did a post about this the other day because I'm always, it seems, out asking because I'm involved in one benefit or
Right.
another. I just did a big one a couple Saturdays ago, which was amazing, and you know, but it's important that when all of this is done and then we start going into holiday shopping and things
Right.
like that for ourselves, that we support all of those people that really had our backs the entire, I mean, it's a fundraising season pretty much.
Right.
Let's face it, from April to November, it's fundraising season. That's what people mostly
Yeah.
do. And
I know they see me
So
too,
it's
and they're
a
like,
lot.
she's selling something.
She's back. She's back.
I know
But
they're
good
probably
causes, and
right.
people are willing. You know, sometimes we get nervous. We're like, oh, I've asked them, or you
Yeah.
know, whatever.
Yeah.
But they feel good giving because, and they've also known that either they've
It's
been
for good
affected by a
cause.
veteran or what they've gone through, and their community helped them.
Right.
People do want to give back in any way they can. It's getting the awareness out there, getting to know the needs, and you know, don't get rid of those. Don't put those household items at the dump.
Right.
You know, set them aside.
Ask for
I'll come
Yeah.
and get them. I've said
Yeah.
that to anybody. I have a big vehicle, a big Yukon. I'll
Don't
fill
clean
that
out
thing.
the basement of all the junk that you would have thrown or should throw in the garbage, though.
Right, and look at the
Please.
list. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So in the spirit of giving, when you're out Christmas shopping and on Black Friday, get the second sweater, get another pair of gloves, or just write a check.
Or socks.
Right?
Yeah, anything.
Right.
oh,
I
you know
mean-
what I did last year? My kids are older, so I wanted to put something on the tree that like it would have been like it was a donation from all of us, but it was to go to like the veterans place. So we're going to do that this year. We're going to go, you know, so I took like your $50 item you wanted or whatever and yours, and let's put it together. Because, you know, we are fortunate in anything, even the roof over our head. And I don't, you know, it's in that support of each other and having that around the Christmas tree. But that's something that, to me, I hear lots of families as the kids get older, even, you know, or we've got what we need, you know, and then let's, you know, let's
They
do
don't.
it that way. Exactly. I'd rather give to folks that are in need and that are grateful. I mean, when you go there, and I can't mention names either, but certain little faces that
just get you every time.
Oh,
and they're
every
so excited
time.
to see you.
They are. That's
they
I
do get
mean.
excited to
They're
see you.
grateful. They're thankful. They're all of that. And you know,
They're
you
very
go there,
grateful.
you think they're helping. You're helping them, and you are. But I've been there on some days that that pick me up was all I needed. Walking in and seeing them, the weight of my world just went away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So thank you, Karen, for everything.
Right. You give them hope.
Yeah, she does. She's got such support.
I don't do it alone.
Oh no.
No, but
what
are
you
the
have
face,
built.
though, Karen, and you know, you foster what you foster there. I mean, even meeting Karen, that was a thing for me because I'd only emailed, so it was putting a face to the name, and then I thought, oh, this lady's the right lady, spearheading this.
Yeah.
So whoever you hand that torch on to.
Awesome.
It's a good team. It's a really
Yes.
good team.
It is.
And,
Yeah.
and I love that, and Karen repeatedly says, I don't do this alone. I don't do
Right.
this alone. We are a good team. It's a solid team. They work well together. So for that, you have been a very good leader.
Yeah.
Not everybody can lead like that.
And she's so humble. Look at her.
I know. She's like,
Yes,
you know, it's what I do.
I know.
It's what I do.
Yes.
So, yeah, any support's appreciated, and thank you all. And we hope to see you or hear from you.
Right on.
And thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, tune back in at 6 o'clock. Carol Dawes will be here with us, with Michael and I tonight. She is running for a state rep seat, independent candidate. And get your questions. Be ready. She's ready to answer them. Join